2014. In fact, she won the 100 and the 200. And, well, her big goal for the year is to win the 100 and 200 double at the Rio Games, something that another Dutch woman has already achieved, right? Dani Blanquest, who won 4 medals in the same event. I don't know if I should bet on the air. Dafne Schippers herself said that her commitment was to win here at home in Amsterdam, but that she also had in mind, why not, beating the European record held by the French Christina Ron with 10.73. Achieved in Budapest in 1998, why not? And ask Dafne Schippers for a little more. Of course, that would be a real feat, wouldn't it? We have Christina Ron's record, right? It is also the championship record as she achieved it in Budapest in 1998. Well, it is a record. It is an expensive record, very expensive. Very expensive. In fact, Schippers' best time is 10.81, which would be 800ths of a second behind. Of course, only 3 athletes in the history of European athletics have times below 10.80. Christina Ron and Lena Privalova and Ivel Lalova herself. Exactly. Vipers has 10.81, 5th in that historical continental ranking. 5th tied with, well, Merlingor, not bad either. Right. Yeah, right? Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Cambucci, the Swiss, will also have Mujinga Cambucci. And here you can see Sir Henry's from Britain, who will run in lane 5 in the qualification. She achieved that time of 11 seconds and 900ths. Watch out for an event, Lalova Kolobi, Bulgarian silver medalist, as Gerardo pointed out in the 200. Well, let's see if Lalova manages to get on the podium in the 100. The truth is that she will lead a great championship. I think it's complicated. It's quite complicated, especially with the British athlete in between her and Lalova herself. They are the athletes who are going to be fighting for the silver medal, but in the semifinals, the British athlete, once again, looked better. This is the German Tatiana Pinto, a woman in 11.19.
Well, watch out for this German, because she already caused a surprise in the semi-finals, winning one of them, and the British, Asha Philippe, 2 British athletes from Siri Henry and Asha Philippe Callis 5, and respectively. There's always that quintessential British speed evident in both the men and the women. That's one of their sources, right, of their great potential in British athletics.
What body gives them keepers?
Okay, let's see if not only does she win, but also if that announcement she made about trying to beat the European record is successful, right? The French woman, Christina Ron, a woman who, remember, comes from the women's delta race. Well, important medals in her record.
Last race, silence falls. 20,000 spectators are silent to watch the final of the 100 meters in the women's category. She starts off, does well, and the mud, but Dafne Schippers is already back in first place. The British woman breaks through. Dafne Schippers stops. Watch the time. 10:90. 10:91. Gold for Schippers, silver for Ivel Lalova, and I think in lane 4, let's see who ended up with bronze. In any case, great champion, Disney's continental champion at home in Amsterdam.
Who knew that this Dutch woman wasn't going to win that clear, right? 10.91, 10.90 in the end. A record that was 17 hundredths of a second behind. Oh, she's saving it, right? For Rio de Janeiro, right? There with important rivals, right? Like the Jamaicans and the Americans. Also, there we saw, didn't we, the Schippers family in the stands. The Swiss Cambucci Braun, the Silver Wolf, huh? Yeah, bulky. Go back, silver, 100, 200. See the polio and the mire. Yes, what an injury. Philip also had. Hey, look, there she is, completely devastated. It made a magnificent impression, huh? I'll say Henry. Oh yes, it broke in the initial part. She was running down the street. Yes, it's true. They're broke. She was between Campucci and the she-wolf polio. It's spectacular, huh? Dafne Schippers advance, who wins by several lengths, huh? By several lengths.
Indeed, it was Sir Henry's, who
also had his chances, but unfortunately, injuries also played a role.
The race is over.
Look who Switzerland came in third with. Third, Switzerland, Mujuchi, 11:25.
Well, look how important it was for this athlete, right? She was fourth in Zurich, but she's on the podium for the first time
At a major championship,
right?
At a European championship. Here are the results.
Great for her. Here is Elaine Thompson, won the Jamaican 100 title a couple of weeks ago. She won in Lausanne as well this year with 10.93. She's in wonderful form. Surely a strong favourite here. Ashley Henderson was second in the US Championships, was sixth in the NCAA's over 200. She is strong, this athlete, relatively inexperienced at international level. Bianca Williams, well, Commonwealth bronze medalist back in Glasgow in 2014 at 200. Sixth in the Commonwealth Games last March. Second in the UK Championships over 200. That's a better event. A couple of weeks back. Ambissa Zango of France, Mediterranean Games champion just a couple of weeks ago in Tarragona in Spain. Second in the French Championship. She's a late replacement, by the way, for Carole Zai of France. Wai Yongli of China, semi-finalist, the world indoors over 60 metres a couple of years back. She's a very quick starter. Watch her in lane 6. Karina Horn, the South African team captain, can she lead by example? Has set a national record this year. At the age of 29, she has gone under 11 seconds for the first time. 10.98 makes her very, very strong indeed. And you can tell that from her build. Eva Swoboda of Poland completes the lineup in lane 8 there. Bronze medalist in European indoors last year, semi-finalist in Rio. She's an 11-1 athlete at her best, although she hasn't been down to that this season yet. Well, we talked about how little room there is for error in the sprint hurdles. So technically demanding. Well, so is the 100 in its own way. Those ears straining for the starter's gun. And very little room for error at the start. A full start would result in disqualification. A bad start will virtually give away the race. Kwai of Germany in 1. Elaine Thompson, the Olympic champion from Rio, goes in lane 2. Ashley Henderson of USA 3. Bianca Williams of Great Britain in 4. Then in lane 5, Ambissa Zango of France. Wai of China 6. Karina Horn there, second away from the camera of South Africa in 7. And Swoboda of Poland in lane 8. Away this time, really good start there from Bianca Williams, but going strongly now is Ashley Henderson. Where is Thompson? Thompson might get beaten here. Henderson's going brilliant. She is going to beat the Olympic champion. Yes, she is on the dip. Very tight for third place. I think it might have been Karina Horn, or was it Bianca Williams of Great Britain? Boy, oh boy, that is an upset. Perhaps one of the biggest upsets of the day so far. Ashley Henderson of the USA takes that one. She was second in the US Championship. She has run 10.96 this year. Thompson 10.93, so on paper they look evenly matched, but I would have put my money on Thompson for that one. I don't know about you, Catherine Merry. 11.07, the official winning time, with 0 wind for Henderson, but there was very little in it. 11.07 to 11.09. She defeats the Olympic champion, and maximum points for the USA.
Yeah, world ranking wise, Ashley Henderson sits 1 place below Elaine Thompson, who's the world number 6 this year. But that was a good run by the American. Keep an eye on her. Elaine number 3, she got a good start, as did Williams of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. But what Elaine Thompson has got sometimes and hasn't got at others is that gear change now at 60 metres. She didn't have it here today. She wasn't going to catch Henderson. And again, for me, Elaine Thompson's one of those athletes that she's going to come out and run 10.8, or she's going to come out and just run under 11 seconds. It doesn't sound like a big difference, but that's what wins races and what comes second and third. You remember Elaine Thompson at the World Championships last year, Tim? 10.8 in her semi-finals. Easy as you like, came to the final and came fifth. That's a big win for the American there, and a good win as well, and good points.
It is. You know what? The USA hadn't won an event all night until about 15 minutes ago. Then they win 2 in a row on the track. The men's 800 through Clayton Murphy.
The women's 100-meter final at the European Athletics Championships in Amsterdam unfolded as one of the most anticipated races of the entire competition. From the moment the sprinters stepped onto the track, it became clear that this showdown would offer a rare mix of raw speed, tactical intelligence, and continental pride. The field brought together seasoned European figures and a new wave of athletes eager to challenge the established hierarchy, creating an atmosphere where every lane carried a potential threat. Among all competitors, the spotlight naturally gravitated toward the Netherlands superstar Dafne Schippers. Positioned in lane 7, she entered the race as the athlete everyone expected to beat. Her season-best performance of 10.83 seconds had placed her clearly ahead of her rivals, and the home crowd was buzzing with anticipation, knowing they were witnessing their national hero in peak form. Schippers had built her reputation through years of consistent excellence, and her 2025 campaign had further solidified her image as Europe's dominant force in the short sprint. What set her apart was more than speed alone. Schippers possessed a unique blend of technical sharpness and physical power, enabling her to explode off the blocks and rapidly transition into her long, forceful stride. While many sprinters peak early in the race, she was known for excelling in the final meters, a phase where she often managed to pull away from even the most persistent challengers. This ability to hold and extend her top-end velocity turned her into a tactical nightmare for rivals. Even those who matched her at 50 meters often found themselves fading as she surged ahead. Heading into the final, several competitors had shown promising form throughout the rounds, but none displayed the same level of authority and stability as Schippers. Her semi-final performance alone suggested she still had room to push harder, giving analysts plenty of reasons to predict a decisive victory. The Dutch crowd, painted in orange and roaring with anticipation, created a powerful backdrop as the sprinters took their marks, amplifying the sense that history could unfold before their eyes. Everything about the final, the environment, the lineup, the stakes, hinted that this race would be remembered not just as another championship event, but as a defining moment in European sprinting. And at the center of it all stood Dafne Schippers, ready to defend her status and deliver a performance worthy of her reputation.